have with us Allison Steinley, a healthcare educator and registered nurse. Hello, Allison.
Hello.
So could you just give us a background about your being a nurse, registered nurse, and how you got started?
I am a registered nurse for 17 years, and I've worked inpatient teaching hospitals. And the last 9 years of the hospital, I was a traveling nurse. And then I took a year break and moved here. And I've been here since August of 2009.
August 2009. And you work here on campus as a healthcare educator.
Yep.
So could you give us information about the health services here?
Okay, our health services are at Cottage One, and we're open Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 3:45. And our off hours are when on vacation, when the students are not here, we're not here.
Oh, okay.
And so we're here basically for the students. We do see the faculty at times, and we have expanded over the last several years. We've moved from MU 104 to Cottage One a year and a half ago,
Right.
and that's expanded our building tenfold. It's been wonderful having a bigger building. We have a treatment room, the lobby, we have a conference room. We also have violence prevention, shares an office with us. And so we see the students. We're there for infections, sexually transmitted infections. We also give pregnancy tests, strep throat tests.
It's only for the students, correct?
No, we do see we prefer the students, but we also see the staff.
Okay.
It's not for chronic long-term illnesses, it's more for things that happen that day. Say if somebody has a headache that started that day, or they fell off the curb, or if they have a cold and they forgot their medicines, or we give out free over-the-counter medicines. We give out certain antibiotics for sexually transmitted chlamydia and gonorrhea. We do urine testing for that. Sinus infection and strep throat infections. We have standing orders for those few infections.
Is everything free?
Everything is free. If you do need to see the medical doctor, then we'll refer you out. But we are nurse-based, and so it's just 2 registered nurses and our secretary. And so if we feel we'll see you, we'll assess you, and if we feel you need further treatment, we'll refer you out to medical doctor, urgent care, emergency. If we feel you need 911, we'll us with the campus police will call for the emergency crews and have the patient brought to the hospital.
Okay. And did you do an event on spring break safety?
Yes, we did. It was March 13th, and it was at the 3C overhang just outside of the cafeteria, the cashier doors. And we do this every year. It's a spring break safety cruise, and the main goal is to educate the students and staff how to stay safe on their spring break. And so many of our students go abroad. They go to Mexico. We want them to make good choices. We want them to stay safe and come back. And so a lot of what it is, it's a island themed, and so we have multiple islands. Each table is a topic. And so we have Dream Island, which is stress management. Port Virgin Island is safe sex. Rum Island, alcohol safety. Cook, Lunga, food safety, smoking safety. Can I go through all of them?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Solomon Island is health assessment. Spice Island, drug awareness for the designer drugs, such as bath salts and spice. Port Galapagos Island is travel safety. Say if you went to Mexico, you need to know about drinking the water, making sure the food is cooked properly, making sure you have your passport. And Safe Harbor is violence prevention. Pot Island is marijuana awareness, and Volcano Island is LGBTQ, and that is for awareness and just to make sure that people were aware of all of these special groups that we have, and stay safe on our spring break. And
Is it like lectures at each island, or what happens?
we have like games at each island, more for educational games. Some of them are spin the wheel, and then whatever you land on, they'll ask a question. And if you don't know the answer, then you'll be educated on the answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we also have, we have a DJ. We run it from 10 to 2. We've got a raffle. We give out the passports, and you go to each island and have it stamped.
Oh, okay. I see it
And so
now.
that you went to each island, turned it in for a raffle at the end of the day, and then you win a prize
Oh,
for
okay.
coming. And so hopefully you've learned some good information and to stay safe and healthy for over spring break.
Okay. And can you also let us know about the May 1st event, the Behavior Health Dare Fair?
May 1st at the LR Breezeway out by the fountain area from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be holding a Behavioral Health Day Fair, and that is for more awareness for behavioral health, also known as mental health. And so we want people to, if they have issues, if they think they might have issues, if they need to talk to somebody, we're bringing in vendors from outside in Yuma to provide information for that. Say if you have a relative or yourself and you're having, you're overly stressed out, you've had to go off your medications because of lack of funding, lack of a doctor, we are there to help bring in these vendors to alert you to what there is in Yuma and to help alleviate any of their events that might be happening for them.
Okay. And then the next event would be October 23rd, the NCAAW.
That's National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week, and that is, of course, nationally known. Abroad campuses, colleges, universities, and that's alcohol awareness. We also try to incorporate other safety as well with drug awareness as well. And we've brought in the past, we've brought in, like last year, a dummy car that you put on the goggles and it's supposed to be testing you while you're, after you've been drinking. And
Right.
so it shows how you've veered off or how you've hit a car and how, or if you're texting.
Will we have that this year?
I don't know if we'll have that. We're going to be asking for that again.
Okay.
And again, we'll be having vendors coming in and games as well. We have the DJ as well. We have food and for sale. Our clubs be doing fundraisers.
Okay. For the May 1st event, really quick, are we going to do a fundraiser for that?
No,
No?
we won't be having fundraisers for that one. This is
Okay.
strictly just pure informational,
Information. Okay.
and to make sure that our students stay healthy mentally.
Okay. Okay, I was just making sure. And for spring break safety, if we could talk a little bit more about that, because it's coming up next week. We're going to be able to get spring break off for AWC campus. Is there any advice that you would give a student as to when they go to Mexico or traveling?
Well, where they go to Mexico, they need to bring their passport. Is that true?
Yes.
And make sure that that stays with them at all times. It doesn't walk off. That if you're drinking, I know drinking age is 18 in Mexico.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's really easy to overdo it. Drink water in between the drinks, eat food in between drinking so that you don't lose track of what you're drinking and how much you're drinking. If you do drink water, drink bottled water. Make sure that the food has been cooked properly. Do not go into vehicles with people you don't know. If you are walking through a parking lot, make sure you're always with a partner or a buddy. Don't be alone.
Right.
And be aware that when you come back across the border, the drinking age is 21.
Right.
And so we don't like drinking and driving. We really do recommend that you don't do that. If you need, make sure you get a designated driver or even a taxi cab once you cross the border. And if you do have to use one in Mexico, if you go further south, make sure you use a reputable cab company. Make sure that your cell phone is working, that it doesn't get stolen, that your wallet and your information stay in a safe place on your body so that it doesn't get stolen.
Okay. And another one would be, is there any signs that we could watch out for like predatory drugs when someone slips something into someone else's drink? Is there any
Primarily, right
physical-
off the bat, don't leave your drink alone,
Right.
ever, even if you have to go to the bathroom. Gross as that is, bringing your drink to the bathroom. If you leave it on the counter, walk away, somebody may have done something to it. You want to look for behavior that's out of the ordinary.
For the other
For
person?
the person that may have had a drug slip to them.
Okay.
Dizziness, blurred vision, blurred speech, memory loss, inconsistent behavior. Again, make sure your friends don't let you take off with anybody you don't know. And
Right, if you go with a group, you want to come
stay
back
with your
those
group.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Don't leave even to go outside in the parking lot. And stay with your friends at all times.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And sun exposure with alcohol. I heard that can heighten the level of like feeling drunk or anything like that. Is that true?
Yeah, yes, it does. Sun and alcohol do not mix, and especially when you go out to the river, the lake, or the beach. And what happens is alcohol raises the blood to the surface, and it dilates your blood vessels, and it raises it to the surface. It makes you more overheated. Your poor judgment because of the alcohol, you don't know you're getting overheated, you're getting dehydrated. If you pass out in the sun, you can get terribly sunburned.
Okay. It makes you more prone to getting sunburned.
It can, yes, because of that, because you'll fall asleep in the sun.
Okay.
Did that happen to you?
No.
Okay, because you started giggling. Okay, well, thank you for that information. It's really helpful.
Thank you.
Right now, we're going to go to a tourist talks, and I'm going to be asking people what they're going to be doing for spring break, whether it's to hang out with their family or if they're just going to be catching up on homework. So we'll see you after the break. Hi, welcome to Tourist Talks, and I'm going to be asking students about their spring break.
I'm probably going to still be at school studying for, like, I have to do a paper, and it's due that following Tuesday, so really I'm not having a break. You probably need to ask one of the younger ones. They're probably going away on vacation.
Working.
Working?
Hopefully, if I get enough money, I'll go somewhere. Hopefully, a Go full, anything.
I'm probably just going to be working.
Working, not going to relax or anything?
Maybe here and there. Maybe take the family out.
Stay in Yuma?
No, maybe out to San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go to the beach. Nice.
Yeah, working a couple of days, but of course, off 2 or 3 days. Definitely going to be going out to San Diego.
No, I was hoping to go to Flagstaff with the Campus Crusade for Christ here on campus, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because of this class.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
No problem.
This spring break, I'll probably just be relaxing, being home, and enjoying the time off from school.
I was planning on having relaxation time because I've been working this whole month.
So I think I'll use the spring break to pretty much go do these assignments because so by then I'll probably be done, and if I'm starting back to school, I'll start fresh and with a little bit of assignments, and so I can pretty much focus.
Well, I don't really have any spectacular plans.
Oh, well, tight. Well, is there anything that you can catch up on?
I guess some schoolwork would be nice to work on.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Take a little weekend off and just go out and relax.
The weekend?
Yes.
Like you're going to be working the whole school week?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
working the whole the just off, but having fun at least a weekend.
Oh,
Take the family out.
Not much. I'm going to stay at home. Probably read and do assignments. I'm from town, so I'm not going home or anything like that.
so are you happy that it's at least a week break?
Yes, I'm very happy. I started a late class this last week, and I'm
Already getting
already ready for something a little slower.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to the fair. I'm going to take my nieces, catch up on some homework, and some much-needed rest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All that in 1 week.
Yes, all that in 1 week. Hopefully it goes well.
Yeah. It's over too quick.
Right?
Yeah.
It is, definitely.
Probably go home, hang with the family.
Mhm.
And
Where's home?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, for the full week?
Yeah, just spend some time with family. Quality family time.
And what about you?
Well, yes, I might rent a car. I was thinking about renting a car, and then I was going to go to San Diego because I'd never been there. I wanted to hit the beach for a little while, and after I hit the beach for a couple of days, I was going to hit Las Vegas, because I was going to just take that trip, and I was going to get a couple of hotels or anything. You know how that is.
Yeah.
And I was going to just see the view, and live life to the fullest, because I'd never get a chance to live life because we're always doing football and doing schoolwork, so got to live life how it is.
Do it when you can.
Got to,
Now or never.
Whenever. All the time.
All right.
It's right.
Well, thank you guys for your
Do
time.
the do, baby. Do the do.
Okay, welcome back to Spotlight, and today we're going to be interviewing Officer Anthony Brown now. Hello, Anthony Brown. Officer Anthony Brown, can you give us a little bit background information about how you got started with the police academy and all that stuff?
I got my start with the Yuma Police Department when I got out of the military. I was a Navy medic for a while. When I decided I wanted to stay home in Yuma, I joined the Yuma Police Department. They put me through the academy up in Lake Havasu, which is called the Waleed Academy. Very good academy. I spent about 6 months with YPD. After that, decided that I think I want to try it a little bit easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
YPD, it's hard. It's hard work. A lot of hard work, and I wanted something a little bit easier. I got out of the military to take it a little easy, so I came out here to YPD or AWC, and this is where I've made my home.
Do you see it as like less work?
It depends on what you mean by less work. It's still a lot of work working here as an officer, but it's a different kind of work. Right? We still have the same types of calls that YPD is, just less in frequency.
Is it because of the campus?
Right. Campus has its own world compared to a city department.
Oh, okay. And that's what got you started is by going over there. Could you tell us the difference between working here on campus and working out in like the local?
Like I said earlier, it's a frequency of calls. We don't have as high crime calls as YPD does. We don't have the ag assaults, the domestic violence as much. I mean, we've had a couple between students, boyfriend, girlfriend, domestic violence type cases, but not in frequency. We don't have the big aggravated assaults, assault with deadly weapons, stuff like that here as YPD does.
They don't seem as severe? Is that why?
Well, there's no one trying to knife each other, or there's no bar fights with a bunch of people. I mean, we do have fights in the dorms. We haven't had too many this year, which is good. But generally we do get a couple fights in the dorms, but they're just a couple punches here and there because our response time to the problem is so short. I mean, we're here on campus. Our patrol area is very small.
Okay. And you like it here so far?
Yes,
Your
I do.
experience has been well?
Yes, I don't plan on leaving AWC anytime soon.
Okay, good. How long have you been with us?
I've been here just about 4 years, since about 2009.
Oh, so about roughly the same?
Yeah, about the same time.
Oh, okay. And so since you've been working here with the students, the college students, what experience can you give us that makes you an expert in knowing what they're more prone to doing, like drinking underage and things like that?
I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert, but I've been around here long enough, and I've also been young once before, that I know drinking happens quite a bit here at the campus. We frown upon it, and we catch it more often than they think we do. And they get charged with it just like anything else. Drugs, we get the marijuana. Last year we had more spice than this year.
Wasn't it legal back?
Well, the spice itself was legal, but not the way they were ingesting it, because it says on the package not for human consumption. So the route, how they were using it was not legal.
Okay.
The substance itself was, and now they're beginning to illegalize it here.
And each year, has it been getting better?
It's been getting better. Since I've got here, the focus of the officers here has changed from looking out to looking in. When I first got here, we patrolled the dorms, but not as much as we do now. Now every shift we're over there 2-3 times a shift. We've got to know the students better. Our rapport with the students have gotten better. So they come to us for important things like reporting. When they know us, they will come to us
Yeah.
Okay.
You can keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying.
When they have trouble with stuff, they can come to us because they know us, and if we can help them, we'll send them to the nurses. If it's not something legal we can do, we'll send them to the nurses or give them the ability to find someone that can help them with whatever issue they're having.
Okay, well that sounds good for the college students. Is there any piece of advice that you would give the college student for like spring break safety? Since do they leave during spring break? Is that what happens?
Yes, some leave and some stay.
Okay.
It depends on if they have the funds to go play for spring break. Some don't. Some stay here and just kind of just wander about, and some go to Mexico. Some go to, well, obviously they're going to Vegas.
Yeah,
But,
I've heard that.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
under 21, but all right, didn't go for it.
Yeah, I've heard of
Drink on the
Mexico.
sidewalk there.
Yeah, that's true. We can try.
Yeah, I guess. So, is there a piece of advice you would give those students?
I recommend if you're not 21, please don't drink. But
yeah, it's bound to happen. Though,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you get caught, any officer around town, you're gonna get busted for it. So I don't want to say don't do it because I don't want to seem like I'm telling people not to do things. But I don't recommend it. It's not highly recommended.
Yeah, and if they do, then at least, as you said, find the DD.
Right. Be safe about it. Designated driver, you get free Coke. Generally, wherever you go, you get free Coke if you're the DD. Yeah, just be safe about it. I mean,
these days the laws are getting tougher. What are the new laws?
On drinking underage?
Yeah.
Drinking, driving.
Drinking and
You get
driving?
busted.
Wow, it's bad. We just had one on campus not too long ago. It was someone from off campus that just happened to stop on campus. And fines will run you upwards of $5,000 once everything's complete. Lawyer fees, court fees. It gets expensive. It's not. Be safe.
Yeah,
I mean, don't do it.
Is it more if they're underage?
Well, I honestly don't know. We don't have too many drinking and driving with underage students here on campus.
You just have more citations added to it.
Yeah, it's more citations because you get the underage drinking charge. And that's not something fun to deal with either. We get those quite a bit.
Okay.
And then added on top of the whole DUI.
Working here for 4 years, you said, right? Have you seen anything during spring break that has happened? Any like crazy experience or event that has happened here?
Personally or here at the campus?
Both.
Both?
Make it interesting.
I can give one from personal. I had a brother, my oldest brother, who had too much alcohol during spring break, which brings me back to why I was smiling on the last segment.
That's wondering.
He fell asleep in the front yard during spring break here in Yuma. And he woke up a few hours later, and when he had to report back for his military duty, they charged him with destruction of government property because he couldn't do his job.
Oh, wow.
Because he was so burnt. He had blisters everywhere. It was terrible.
Wow, so smart. And is there anything that happened here at the campus?
Campus, just busting the kids who were drinking and coming back to campus.
Oh, that's what you caught? But nothing like no crazy people running around
jumping
naked
off the
or-
dorms.
Yeah.
No, not really, because most of the time they go away for spring break. They don't stay. The ones who do crazy stuff don't do it here on campus because we're always here.
Yeah, very
And
strict
during
on
spring
that.
break, there's no classes, so most of our time is spent in the dorms.
Okay.
So there's always one of us around.
Okay, and that would bring me up to my contact information. How would we be able to contact you? Was the number 314?
314-9500 or 9500. We're on the ADC's webpage. You can find any of us on there. I mean, if it's a true emergency, 911.
Yeah,
and
of course.
they'll get it to us eventually, and they'll also have responding from YPD as well.
Yeah.
Because they assist us and we assist them, and sheriffs as well.
And also there's another site that you could go to. Let me find it. Students Abroad, I believe. Studentsabroad.state.gov. It's like in case they wanted to go to Mexico or somewhere else, then you can go to that website and find their, like that local or that country's 911 or 911. That would be smart to do.
Yes, it would.
Yes. And drinking and drugs, we talked about the opening containers and stuff right there. Like, I asked if there was any physical or, like, if you could taste the drug when you're drinking it.
From the reports I've given, like the roofie that everyone knows is tasteless and odorless. You don't know you're drinking it until some of the times it's too late.
Till you feel it.
Right.
Has
So
that
that's why
happened yet?
you always have your battle. But here on campus,
Mhm.
we haven't had any reports of it happening on campus.
Okay.
We've known that it happened off campus, and they've come and reported it to us, and that wasn't the only crime associated with that.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah.
there more happened, but we haven't had it reported on campus.
Yeah, and I heard to be careful with that because one woman, she didn't know about it until she found out she was pregnant. Like,
Mhm.
it blocks you out depending on the drug it is, so to be very careful with that.
Right. What
That's why
happens
you-
is that you end up, I'm sorry.
Oh, go please.
Yeah.
You end up blacking out. You might
Mhm.
end up down the road from your house in your vehicle. You wake up the next day. Of
Mhm.
course, then you will be
That's-
in trouble with the police.
Yes.
Right.
And then it's not necessarily, if you wait too long and you go to the hospital, they can't necessarily find it in your blood work because it doesn't last all that long.
Right.
And so it puts you in a terrible position of being raped, being robbed,
not knowing.
not knowing what happened. And
Right.
so, of course, you could end up pregnant, you could end up with a sexually transmitted infection, or
Mhm.
dead.
Right.
And nobody ever knows what happened to you then.
Mhm.
Your family finds out and
You
the
have to
hard way.
find out later, yeah.
Yes. So that's just a very good reason to watch your drinks.
And you always have someone with you. Always have
Right,
your
a
friend.
group of friends.
Who-
That brings me to self-defense. Is there any self-defense tactics we could know about? Like women, like pepper spray? I keep a weapon on.
Pepper spray is a good thing. You can keep it on your keychain.
Mhm.
You know, you can keep it in your purse. I recommend to my daughter, who is 10, and it will eventually be old enough, the stick and twist.
Mhm.
If something goes bad,
Yeah.
pull out something that you can stab the perpetrator with,
Mhm.
and then twist it.
And we're allowed to hold, like,
Everyone's allowed a pocket knife.
okay.
You know, on campus, you don't really want to bring a lot of weapons, but if
Right.
you have a small pocket knife,
That's allowed?
I don't think any of the officers would bother with you.
Okay, that's fine. And I also heard of, like, is there any, like, pressure points, though, that you know about that we could use?
There are pressure points, but they're not enough to get an attacker
Get
off
off?
you.
Okay.
You know, there are civilian tasers.
Mhm.
They're a little expensive, but they last. On an officer's taser, it's a 5-second taser. 5
Mhm.
seconds and it's over. And generally, they're done fighting after that. Not always, but most of the time. On a civilian model, it's 30 seconds. So
Oh.
it gives you 30 seconds to get up and run.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for your time. We're all finished now.
Great,
Very
thank you.
informative, health-wise and legal-wise.